we're back.
Wow.
Finally.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Been a while.
Been a bit.
Been a while.
Those
It's,
summer breaks, man.
I
They
know.
they're great, but they do take forever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
2 weeks doesn't sound too bad. That
Is it
going
only
without
just
it.
2 weeks?
I
No?
think so.
I feel like it's longer than
Like a
that.
month or something. I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know. Well, there's a lot that's been going on. I mean,
Yeah.
we had some contract extensions. We had people just doing the most while they're on vacation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, there's been a lot of controversy going on with, a particular series that we could kind of talk about a little
F1
bit.
Academy.
Yeah.
Let's just call it how it is.
Yeah, there's F1
For
Academy.
F1 Academy.
So I guess we could just if you want to dive into that first before we, because
Yeah,
it's
I
funny
think
because
it's
we
important.
just have a race this
A
weekend
lot
too.
of stuff has
Yeah.
happened during this break, and so
Yeah.
just try to catch up
So-
a bit.
Let's see if I can kind of summarize this. I don't remember the driver. Do we remember who that driver was?
So I don't know
yeah.
anything about this
Hold on.
drama. So I'm
Yeah.
interested.
So
What's-
one of the
Like,
drivers, Mark's gonna find
Ferrari.
it.
It was a Ferrari driver from last year that came in second.
Yeah.
I'm looking it up right now. I
Essentially, and-
apologize. I don't remember her
No,
actual.
it's fine.
full name.
I'm sure you can pull up the Instagram post, but
Yeah.
the short of it is essentially saying that she's kind of left out to dry. She hasn't secured a seat in any series. And there you go, that person.
Yeah.
She
Sorry.
apparently she's just, I guess, upset, pissed that she thought that after kind of competing in F1 Academy, that afterwards she can maybe secure a seat, have some funding, whatever the case is, maybe continue to progress her career.
Right.
And apparently that has not happened. Essentially, Ferrari or F1 Academy has just said, thanks for the 2 years, see ya. And then just kind of do your own thing.
At least that's what
crazy.
she's making it seem.
That's
like,
what it seemed like. Right.
It seems like, after all of the glitz and glam of being an F1 Academy, that all the exposure and all that, she's kind of, it's just really difficult. This is just the life of motorsport, right? It's like
Yeah.
really difficult to continue or find another seat. But to that point, I feel like it's like, in a way, it's like, it's not like, how can I say this in a way that's like doesn't come off like harsh or anything?
It's not
It's
unexpected.
It's not unexpected, but it's also not F1 Academy's job to do that. You know what I mean? But also, what's deceiving is the name F1 Academy.
Yeah.
And I believe Molly from Business of Speed, she really made a great point that there's nothing necessarily wrong with the F1 Academy and the fact that we want to highlight women and get the girls going and inspire more young girls to kind of go into motorsport. But it should be called something different from F1
Sure.
Academy.
This is not good for F1 Academy. This is not good regardless of which way you see it. One, they are out in the limelight to, we got to take these drivers. These are the best drivers that we can put in front of you. And, they're going to go on to kind of do incredible things. Since that part is not happening, now it only seems to be a check the box, feminist kind of like agenda for
Right.
Formula One.
Yeah.
Before that post, it was both that, like push for feminism, push for the female part of it, and then have amazing girls do incredible and then go on to do incredible stuff. I think having those two hand in hand is a win. But now that it seems that it's only one piece, it just leans to the side of being hyper feminist. We're only going to push like girls. We only want to do this because of girls. And unfortunately, that's what it seems like. And that's unfortunate.
Yeah.
And I think the biggest thing that our consistent criticism with it is just the chassis and the cars that they're giving them is that it's not really preparing them for the next level of the open wheel racing, because this is she's not the first, even though she wasn't the world champ, right? I mean, there's been some other ones like Abby Pullen, and we could go on and on that are still without a seat,
Yeah.
and not even in F3 or F2.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think, and then when you get into, dude, when you get into like the F3s, the F2s, that's where you're getting into some real competition, some future F1 champions that are driving in that series. So in a way, it's like I could understand the criticism because it's like kind of doing a disservice in terms of preparation, right? But also like in a way, it's great because like you said, Ben, it's exposing the girls to this world of like kind of getting them ready, but also exposing the fans to like these girls as well. But
it's a big flaw in F1 Academy, and I think this has been brought up so many times. There's no clear like successor past that. It doesn't mean anything almost to win F1 Academy and go on and do something else. And I think that's their biggest loss in it all. It's like
Well, now it doesn't mean anything, right? Because if the person's saying that, well, I didn't get shit for doing well in F1 Academy, then definitely it's all a big. Now it's just fucking. It's a big show, really. That's what it seems like.
And I think to mark your point earlier that like, it's not F1 Academy's job to kind of like help push anyone else afterwards. But when you look at other stuff like F2, when a lot of if I remember this correctly, Hadjar and Bortoleto came in from F2, and they were racing together, right? I think Bortoleto won and Hadjar came in second.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So like those that actually can be meaningful even if you're not winning. You're doing well enough that you get the eye of these F1 teams to pull you in. Whereas with F1 Academy, it doesn't seem like there's anything past it. And I really think the end goal and the prize for winning should be a seat in like an F3 team or something along those lines. Just why are we doing this and making it? It almost feels too gradual. Like, what are you trying to show off here?
Is it more about the brand deals that they could potentially get to help fund? Like, I see it somewhat like there's like a parallel between F1 Academy and like the Olympics. Like, none of these athletes get paid anything. They spend their lives dedicated to perform and participate in the Olympics, and people don't realize that none of these athletes get paid at all. And they're hoping that they are the few that get the Nike deal, the Adidas deal, the X, Y, and Z, the Under Armour, etc. So, I mean, how many of them actually do? I don't know. I mean, how many of them actually are able to do this full time as athletes and get like all these brand deals? Which is that Bianca from last year. I mean, she kind of saw it from the beginning, right? And she's like, I gotta kind of rely on my social media presence to really help myself. And then Abby, selling her merch and kind of figuring out ways to find sponsors and the funds to continue her motorsport career.
Despite the claims of F1 Academy, no one's helping anybody out here. Everyone's out on their own, and I think it sucks that this has happened. To Maya, I think is her name, but
the last thing I'll say about this is that they just need to get them faster cars. I've said it every single time we talk about it. When you look at the times for the race, which quite honestly, like, I'm a big fan of Ava, I'm a big fan of everyone, but it was a pretty boring race. All of it was 0.3, 0.4, 0.3, 0.3. Like, that's the entire grid. No one really overtook unless there was a crash, but like they're so close. All the cars are so close, but nothing is happening. Maybe one or two overtakes. Like, it's not fair for the girls, man. They do deserve to showcase their skills. I know we say this all the time, but I just I think that's the big flaw.
I mean, it's valid criticism because it's like like you're not really doing them a service by giving them like. Granted, you're giving them all the exposure and opportunity to network with these major brands, and these brands see this as an opportunity to get brownie points for looking and virtual signaling and being like, hey, I support X, Y, and Z.
Yeah, but
right, and then
it's all just meaningless when
your
second place winner doesn't get anything from it. I don't know.
I get that. That's why I think somebody was also mentioning, like, I think honestly, quickly, I think it comes down to getting better cars for them.
Yeah, 100%.
And I think it's like making an F3 series for like all females, maybe, because that could maybe help,
Yeah.
And then it's like not an official F3 kind of series, but like when you could potentially get a second seat into an F3, that gets you ready and prepped to go into F2 to potentially make it into F1.
Yeah.
But without that, it's just kind of like we're doing it for optics in a way, to look at us, look what we're doing, and all the branding deals that they're getting. They need to change the name. I think changing the name would be great, unless they go that route that we were talking about. I mean, who are we? We don't know shit, but like, this is just from a fan's perspective. It's like, maybe you take our feedback, maybe you don't. I don't know. That's really up to the officials at F1 Academy. I think, there's been a lot of people, now that this one driver has put out this heartfelt message, now all of a sudden everybody's just kind of jumping on the let's criticize now F1 Academy and starting to realize all these things, which I kind of think is ridiculous and dumb, because it's like, you guys should have seen this from the beginning.
Well, yeah.
And then what I was gonna say, I think the best thing for them to do is just honestly, like, oh no, I'm sorry, I also saw somebody criticizing like the teams, like the actual F1 teams, for like, you guys need to help these girls. But it's like, that's not, I don't think a lot of people understand that it's not Ferrari that owns that. It's like a High Tech or another quote unquote team, and it's just Ferrari providing the exposure in terms of like livery and those kind of things. Like, and on top of that, like, to be honest with you, Ferrari's not gonna focus on F1 Academy. There's no way they will spend time and money on that. When they're doing a million other things. That's
not with how the cars are set up now.
Exactly. Not especially
Ferrari or any team won't blink an eye to it. Give them, make it a little bit more exciting. Get the fans involved. Get the people to start watching these things. Like, they can't even film it on actual F1 TV. It has to be put on YouTube. So obviously, it all costs some type of money. But in any case, I just wanted to air it out there, because I do think that the girls deserve better. And unfortunately, with this, it is now shined a light more on the feminist, let me check my box section of it, rather than showcasing these girls' talent and getting them to the next level. So that's my thought process.
100%. I agree with you on that one. It's an unfortunate reality of just what's happening,
right,
because it's not one champion made it into like an F3 series or an F2
I'm really trying to understand why they have the car set up the way they do, and what's
money
stopping them.
Maybe, most likely it's cheap.
Maybe, but
I don't know,
cheaper.
In the end, it is what it is. I think it's good that they're getting the criticism now, and hopefully this helps. But
well,
we'll see.
On to the next, right? We shall see.
We had switching gears. We had a watch party where we had something special happen. Unfortunately, I couldn't make it there, Mark. But can you?
Oh yeah. So this is something that was actually we've been planning for about like a month now, a little over a month now, where we had somebody from Tips and Bricks reach out to us about doing something where we're going to do a reveal of a brand new Lego set that's not even out yet. And they couldn't share anything with us. Like, we was kind of speculating. Honestly, I kept thinking, like, what can it be? Like, I kept thinking of a bunch of different things. And we get to today for the, we decided, let's do, instead of just us sitting on camera doing the reveal, we'll do it live at one of our watch parties. Just get some of the fans to come out and get their reactions and feedback and all that stuff. So a huge shout out to Tips and Bricks for coming by. they actually revealed a Lego F1 Lego helmet, but
Do you have a picture of it?
from Ayrton Senna. I
Ooh.
do. Yes. I'm gonna send it to you guys. It's in our stories if you want to see, if you want to take a look.
Yeah.
Maybe
But
Matthew,
then
maybe
Matthew
you
will-
can
I'll,
put a
I'll
photo
throw it up.
Yeah.
I'll
Throw
throw
it
it
up,
up right
yeah.
here. Yeah.
And the you know what's one thing that's really special about this that I think is something people should consider if they're looking to purchase this is that the other helmets are just one-off helmets. Maybe not Lewis's, you know, maybe not Leclerc's, but Piastri and Lando's are like kind of like one-off from like a random race, while Senna's is like a very iconic helmet design. It's the one that everybody knows him by, and it's the, you know, it has like the cool little blue hat, little Lego that he has. The it looked really cool, and I you know, I've been eyeing the helmets for a very long time. Like, which one do I want to get? Do I want to get another Lego helmet? I have the Star Wars Lego helmets that kind of collected dust, and I'm just like, oh, but you know, once I saw the Senna, I was like, I have to buy that one now. So
That's awesome.
September 1st
cool.
is the release.
Sick.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I'm looking at it
right
now.
around the
Pretty
corner.
dope. Pretty dope. I think it'd be interesting to see if they can maybe get them a little bit more like round. But I do see the visor. It looks pretty sick. 931 pieces.
Yeah.
Sick, man. That's super sick. Shout out to Braden and Tips and Bricks people. Thank you so much for letting us kind of showcase this or share this with our community. I think it's super dope, and hopefully we'll be getting one soon.
I can't wait to show you guys the video because like the reaction.
Yeah, I'm excited.
The reaction of the crowd was actually pretty good. Like people was like, "Oh shit!" Like,
Wait, how did you do? Did you do like a grand reveal, or did you just find, like
a
a
vlog
literally got a
over,
group
right?
of
Or
people,
something
like, hey guys, like I went around asking like people that were coming in, like, you know, hey, we have a brand new F1 Lego set. You know, at first I was saying Lego set and then F1, but I'm like F1 Lego set, right? Because like we're watching the Dutch Grand Prix. Like we are here to, you know, celebrate Formula One. You know, watch it, enjoy our time.
Yeah.
And I just kept going around like, hey, like we're gonna be doing a reveal. We'd love for you guys if you want to come. We're gonna film it. And a lot of people were really excited. Like, what can this be? I'm like, they're asking me. I have the hat. I'm like, listen, I'm gonna be just as surprised as all of you. So let's just go and see what this is about. And we had like a pretty decent group of people. And the more people that got up and started making their way to the front of Stout, more and more people started to follow. Like, what the fuck is going on? You know,
That's awesome.
And then you know what he what Braden did was he brought it, like we had everybody waiting and I was waiting. We had set up the camera, and then he just brought up the Lego set.
That's cool.
Built and
Just
then
dropped it on there.
Yeah, and then everybody was like, "Oh, wow!" And then people came up
that's
to
cool.
it and started looking at it. So it was really cool. I caught it all.
That's
on
sick.
film. It was really awesome. So
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't wait.
Yeah.
Can't wait to kind of share everyone's reactions. It's gonna be dope.
yeah,
Hopefully,
it's really cool.
We can do some more stuff with them. I think it was super cool to have them kind of show
Yeah,
out.
that one for sure. I could just
I need to see
imagine
this. I'm excited. Look.
all the other ones that they're probably gonna release, like on the, I call it like a Legends collection or something. It was
Yeah.
really cool.
Okay.
But they should call it that at least. But
Yeah.
yeah. So yeah, that was
That's
awesome.
dope.
Yeah, really fun. And we got some people to go up and give their individual takes on it. And
Oh,
kinda,
nice. Okay.
Yeah. So we'll have a little short video coming out with that shortly.
Sweet.
Soon. Hopefully before it's released. So yeah.
Awesome. All right. Well, I guess we can kind of. What else before we get into the race?
Well,
do we want
we
to
could talk about. Well, before we get into the race, we could talk about quickly Max signing an extension with, like, there was a lot of contract extensions going on. You know,
Yeah.
Carlos Sainz extended with Williams, Max extending with Red Bull into 2030, which is
2030 is insane.
yeah. You
That's
know what that
crazy.
means for me? That means Max isn't fucking retiring, and I'm like,
Oh,
really
yeah.
happy that he's
Oh,
staying.
yeah.
Like, you know, that's what I care
That means
about.
he's
most.
making money, bro. That's what that fucking means.
He's making money, and George Russell's probably like, "Fucking thank God." 'Cause
I still have a
now
job.
I still have a
Yeah.
fucking job. As much as I wanted Max to go to Mercedes, like, I think his home is Red Bull, and I think until
Yeah.
these regulations change, he's not going to be making any moves.
Well, I mean, so let's dive into that a bit, because when I saw that, I was confused. I really thought Max was going to be searching somewhere else, and I joked around. I was like, who was holding the gun to his head? Like, hey, like you better sign. So what does that mean? Does that mean that he has confidence that things can turn around at Red Bull? Because from the outside looking in, you have so many people leaving Red Bull. The team is not doing as great as they have been. They've had terrible performance with Ford. It just all seemed really, really bad things. And for him to sign another 4 years, Red Bull tells me that he has some confidence in that things can turn around. He has confidence in his ability to kind of fight for another championship. So that's exciting in its own right. But I'd be curious to know what the next couple of years for Red Bull is going to look like.
Yeah, it was odd. It's odd hearing that, especially for until 2030, right? I think 2030 is the earliest we would even be able to get a new set of regs for F1 too. So it's I was surprised. I was very surprised. I
think everybody was surprised. Honestly.
I get the feeling it's more of Max not wanting to just deal with the headache of it all. Like, Red Bull probably offered him a crap ton of money. Mercedes is Mercedes, but Max is expensive, and they might not need to spend all that money when they have Kimi Antonelli there. Already building up all of this, which we'll talk about later. They seem to really want to back Kimi Antonelli.
We'll get into that, because I actually have a lot to say about that.
Yeah, same. But yeah, I don't know. It's a good sign. Like you said, Max isn't leaving, which I think is all we wanted, really, in the end of it all.
There's been a lot of talk about Max retiring, 2027 being his last year, this year being his last year, all that stuff, X, Y, and Z. And even though we don't get to see him at Mercedes teamed up with Kimi, what we do have is Max being at Formula One. Because here's a hot take, I do think Max is the one that's holding F1 on his shoulders right now. Like, he is carrying this sport. Like, he's the reason why it is still so exciting.
For sure.
Like anywhere Max goes, that sport gets just so much more views and eyeballs because of just how much of a fantastic driver he is, and how much of a freak he is as a driver. No matter what car you put him in, he's just insane. Because we saw that at Spa when he did the 24 hours there, sold out. Like, they had to cancel his walk on the pit because of how dangerous it is, because of how many fans were there, So I do think Max, but going back to the whole Red Bull situation, I do think this is Max saying, like, I can't just be with you guys through the highs. Let me get you through these lows, because there is light at the end of the tunnel. I do think Ford is making a big push into motorsport in general.
Yeah.
Right. The new Mustang that they released last year, I think, or 2 years ago, the GTD, it's absolutely insane. It's a nice GT car. You have them releasing the hypercar concept for, the World Endurance Championship that they're going to be going into. Now that McLaren is doing it too, right?
Oh, nice.
And now they're now we have, they're in F1. They're back at F1 now. So it's like, there's obviously a push there. And Ford has a really, they have a great history in motorsport. So
for sure,
not just enough, just not so great in F1. But, I do think Max sees that, okay, there's been a big shift. It was very toxic before, the culture there, maybe the leadership. A lot of them are no longer there anymore. And I think it's kind of rejuvenating. Like, there's this new Red Bull that's coming that we're all going to be seeing in the next couple of years. We have a new team principal. We don't have Palpatine there anymore. Christian Horner was a great principal. What they did to him was messed up, as we all know. But he got pushed out for a reason. Maybe it's just time for him to go to another team. He wants to have ownership of a team anyway, so maybe there's an opportunity there for him.
Yeah,
somewhere.
Max has the ability now to lock in, if he hasn't already, solidify himself as the Red Bull driver.
Yeah.
And I think that's going to take him. I mean, he's already, again, iconic. He's already one of the greatest to ever do it. But, just to kind of lock that in as one of the greatest, if not the greatest Red Bull driver to kind of be on this team.
No, I think 100%. I think he already is, to be honest.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. I mean, you look at like Lando, right? Lando has been sticking with McLaren no matter what. And I think he's had plenty of opportunities to leave the team and to go to like Red Bull and whatnot. But McLaren was for him, and it's paid off, I think, in the end. And with Max, I see it in a similar way. This almost helped, like, it feels like Max cares more about racing than he does about winning, in a sense. Like, he wants to help Red Bull. He wants to get them to where they want, need to be now that the environment has changed. He wants to help, Isaac and Ford and all. I think this is a clear sign of all of that. That he
made a great point.
If he cared about winning, he would have switched to Mercedes.
Yeah,
and that would have been as clear as that. But I think his commitment is to the sport, and I think that's awesome of it.
And I think that, to your point of Max, a lot of people think that he is just this big boogeyman, but he genuinely cares about racing, genuinely cares about the sport, and look at how he kind of defends these drivers. There's not much he can do when these drivers get screwed over by Red Bull. You just kind of have to sit there, but you see him defending them, and he's like with Lawson. He's like, it's not right what they did to him, and all that kind of stuff, So I think like the culture shifting, maybe there's less of his father bumping heads with leadership and him and all them bumping. It's like a refresh kind of thing that's going on, and it's like, why leave? They've given me the 4 championships that I have. They got me 2 points last year from winning a 5th. So.
And honestly, with him staying, that just keeps Red Bull as a competitive team. Because if he would have left,
for
then,
sure.
You know what I mean? Like,
I was scared for Red Bull. Like, who's going to be their driver?
Yeah,
exactly.
I was like, who's going to be the Red Bull driver? We don't have another Vettel. I mean, I could see Isaac, but not really.
Yeah,
no offense to
right
him,
now,
but,
at least.
Not right now.
And what's up with Isaac? Fucking breaking his wrist or something like that over the weekend. Like, come on, man.
Yeah,
be better.
What was he doing? Was he boxing or something?
He's always boxing. Dude, that guy's built like a tank.
Oh, he's punching the cars, that's what he's doing.
Yeah. He's built like a tank, but
he is
silly.
But speaking about that happening, what a twist of events to happen. We had a shift in drivers. We had Lawson coming in to replace him.
We can get into the race now.
We got
all this, right?
Lawson coming in, replacing Isaac, and then look who comes out of the shadows out of nowhere.
I know.
They come and replace Lawson for the weekend, and I think that was kind of somewhat of a highlight as well. Yuki Tsunoda coming back to Formula One out of nowhere, just the fucking race for RB, and the first time he's in the car, he did pretty damn well too.
Great.
So I'm hoping.
I think that goes to show too that the RB car is fucking awesome.
It really
relative to like all the other teams in the midfield. That was awesome. I love seeing Yuki back.
Yeah, it was really cool. It was really awesome to see Yuki
Where
back.
did he end up finishing? He was right at the point. I think he almost got points.
He almost got points.
But Pierre Gasly, I think, took. Yeah, I think he was 11th.
I think he did finish 11th. 11th. Yuki Tsunoda.
Yeah.
And for somebody that's never raced in that,
I think that's great.
That's pretty damn impressive. So
I did Lawson.
Yuki took this as a job interview. Like, here is my skill, guys. If you not just for Red Bull, but for any team really that's looking for a driver.
Liam finished 7th, which is great.
That's sick.
Man,
Super great.
Liam
which was amazing to see him race against Max, which was dope.
Yeah, he's growing.
Yeah, they touched like crazy.
Yeah.
I honestly, Liam is growing on me, and I thought he caused a crash for some reason because he hit him. Like, they kind of touched in that one. I think turn 3 at bank, and then going towards that, I was like, fucking Liam, like, what the hell, dude? You get into the Red Bull and you're already taking out the guy, but it's like, no, we're right. Everybody thought that. Everybody thought
That's so funny.
Beginning of the race, that Liam took out Max Verstappen. It was
First
like,
reaction is Liam Lawson.
no, it's like it's
Oh,
messed
No,
man.
up.
but you're right though, Mark. He is growing on me. He's doing well. He's holding his own, which is
Yes.
great to see. I'm glad they were able to feel confident enough to be like, hey, come up to Red Bull and kind of take control for
Well,
at least the day. So
And I
it's
think
great.
that kind of goes into the whole change in leadership, because I don't think that would have happened if
Oh yeah, no.
yeah with the new leadership that's there. So but shout out to Liam Lawson.
That's cool. I'm glad they did that. And again, it feels like outside of Max's crash, like a pretty decent weekend for Red Bull in that regards. Like
That was a pretty damn
Okay.
freaking bad
That
crash.
was a
big
hard crash from him.
That was a big crash.
That was,
But-
and people are trying to figure out what's going on, but I think it was
Just
just
a
a mixture of the
mistake.
wet.
It
No,
was
the
just
curbs. They really,
yeah, that's what I mean. Like
slippery.
it was still wet from before, and he just pushed a little too much hard, just lost it. And on
got
these,
right on
these
that white
this
line.
track with all the bank turns, like I feel like there's no room to correct once you start like going off.
Yeah,
And that was
Just
it
flying
for-
right back up. So.
That was it for Zandvoort too, right? That was
yes,
the last race.
the last race.
Damn.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Like it kind of sucks because it was like a Max home race, but he also has the Red Bull ring, I guess. But that's
Oh,
I feel
like
like Max
more
has
of a,
3 home races.
yeah, there's Belgium, Red Bull ring, and this
Yeah.
one, so.
Yeah.
But this one I felt was like the real like
Yeah,
they call him
yeah.
the Flying Dutchman, which is really funny. So,
Yeah.
but last one. I don't know until God knows when, But I don't see it coming back, especially with the
Yeah.
sport how it's growing. So
Yeah.
Well, that crash ended up causing a red flag pretty immediately, which allowed for another restart, which I thought was super sick to see. I think
Yeah.
Kimi overtook that second restart, right?
yes,
did.
yes, he did.
did.
But I think before we even get into that, I think Hülkenberg fucking just
Oh
the
my
reaction
God.
of him
Yeah.
not getting hit, and then Bortoletto 360.
Oh, it was Bortoletto that
Yeah.
360.
He did a whole
Oh,
360
yeah.
behind it. I mean,
Really?
Hülkenberg was so incredibly lucky that he went left and not
Yeah.
right through
Yeah.
that smoke. Had he
Yeah.
gone right, oh man, it
Would've
was
been even worse.
real
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah,
But
but there was a lot of chaos. So red
Yeah.
flag, and then which is funny because during the red flag is when we did the reveal. Because you're like, when do we do
Oh,
this?
nice.
Now's the right time to do it. So it's just
Nice.
got to get together. But yeah. So red flag, race restart, and Kimi's
Yeah.
not playing around. He overtook
he's
Lando
not.
immediately.
It was
No.
great. I love seeing it. I don't know what happened, how he ended up not becoming. I think he had a poor pit at one point, which kind of brought him back. But I mean, Kimi is not fucking around, man.
Yeah, I think
Not fucking
that
around.
that Mercedes did not like the hard tires this race. Is what it seemed like, and the McLaren was able to just use them as expected, and I think that's how Lando was able to come back through. But
Yeah.
It was.
yeah,
I think there was some really cool battles going on in the back as well with like Yuki and Pierre Gasly as well, which a lot of people going crazy about. And I am noticing a little bit of F1 TV showing some of that finally too, because there's a lot of
Yeah.
action going on in the midfield and towards the back. There's a lot of things we don't. I think if we want to talk about just the race start, there's been a lot of talk about the whole Mercedes situation with Kimi and George and what happened there towards the end.
Yeah. Let's talk about that because
Yeah.
I would love to. I'm get it off my chest.
When that happened, I was like, I would love to hear what you guys have to
this
say,
is crazy.
yeah.
because
How dare you even ask
Yeah,
for that? That was just. That was the.
I mean,
That was a. What is it? If you're the main character, that was such a non-main character moment for him. Like, what do you're. To me, how that sounded was you're pleading and you're begging and you're kind of just asking for something that you didn't quite necessarily earn. It just seemed. I don't know. I wasn't a fan of George's. Ask.
interesting.
I wasn't a fan
is
of
he
George's
fighting?
ass.
Is he fighting for first?
Earn
or
it.
something
Earn
like
your spot. Don't just be like, hey guys, since he's not gonna win, can we do a little team thing? Like that's real. That's not a championship mindset. That's not a championship mindset.
Wait, no.
I know that
Are we talking about
Kim-
when
Kim-
George asked to finish P2 and not let Kimi pass or something like that?
well,
I'm
yeah.
talking about this. Well, yeah.
Yeah,
I
go
thought
ahead.
the swap at the beginning, George letting Kimi pass it was just really surprising to me when they asked them to invert the cars. And
That's what I'm talking about. The team orders.
Would not have expected George to just let that be. I don't know what's going on with Mercedes right now or anything. I feel so just confused because it was George and Kimi this whole fucking year, and now suddenly we're doing team orders and Kimi's like
George is on
number
22 old.
But he had the pace though.
No shot. No
Yeah,
shot. Kimi was going to pass him regardless.
That is so. Here's where I think it was bullshit that they called team orders. They should have just allowed them to race, and if Kimi would have overtaken him, let him overtake him. That's fine. But Lando was about 10, 12 seconds ahead of George. There was no shot Kimi was catching up.
Yeah.
There was no. So it was like. So what they did was they said, team orders, put Kimi in front, and I think that's when George was like, is he gonna actually go for the lead for the win because Lando is so far ahead?
No. What happened was it was from what I can remember, because I got really upset with George about this. It was Lando, it was George, and then it was Kimi. And something along the lines, George goes and says, hey, just if Kimi doesn't have a shot, can we like play as a team here? Which thought to me was like, let's not have him pass me. Let me just stay in P2 or let me stay in P3. I don't know. It was something along those lines. Maybe we have to go back and review
No,
it.
I see your point, because it was like, in a way, it was like George could use Kimi to hold off Lewis
Right.
and Leclerc.
George wanted Kimi to hold off the other cars. Exactly.
But what doesn't help is the team orders.
Yeah. Don't
Because
say anything. Just let them fucking do it.
Just like that's fine. I'm defending George with this one. That guys, that's the camp I'm in right now. Guys, I feel horrible because I feel like it's fucked up that they called team orders immediately. Let's say yes, but I don't remember that radio call, Ben. But even if that did happen, like let's say you are that 100% that did happen. He mentioned that in the radio, and then they call team orders, but I remember him saying, like, yo. Like, is he gonna try to go for them? Because like he's really far ahead. There's no shot that he's gonna try to get this win. So let me just race. Let me just do my thing. Let me make it difficult. Like, and that's what that's how I'm seeing it. Let Kimi try overtake me, and we'll see what happens. Because those softs were degrading very quickly.
Yeah.
And I think that George would have not made it so easy. And honestly, guys, and if I was George, because I don't think he's on his villain arc yet, I think he should have just fucking ignored them, and he should have never given them.
He should have ignored them.
Never done it because if you're doing team orders and I'm clearly ahead of you, right, and then you're nowhere near. You were still like 10 seconds from like Lando, then they should have just reversed it back, because I've seen that happen in Mercedes with Bottas and Lewis and Bottas. This happened with McLaren, with Oscar. I mean, it's a completely separate team, but it happens.
Yeah.
They just said, George, fuck you, Kimi, go in front. You win. This is like, that's points. Those are points regardless for win. You know what I mean? So that's where I was like a little frustrated with Mercedes. I was like, that's just bullshit. And I think George is just, I can't believe he even listened.
I can't believe it. It's weird too, because Mercedes and Toto like gave a lot of shit to McLaren last year for their papaya rules and all this other like stuff, interventions and whatnot. And so for them to do that, they're not in like Ferrari situation where Lewis should be Ferrari's number one priority at the moment. I know there's some other stuff we can talk about that later, but like,
I want to get into that.
They're like Kimi and George are battling it out for the championship. Why intervene at all? You get no benefit from it. You're still gonna have your drivers. You're still gonna get the same number of like constructor points. No one's like, it just felt odd. It felt so unnecessary, and I think.
Yeah.
So it seems like Matthew's on the camp of team should have just said nothing and just be like, let him race. Ben, you're on the camp of George. Why are you complaining? Look, like Kimi is not gonna like. Who are you to think like? What's this entitlement to think that Kimi is not gonna?
There's
like,
just two situations that are happening here.
Yeah.
Prior to the situation that we're talking about now, where the team orders came into play, a lap or so before that, before any of this was even a thing, George was on the radio saying, "Hey, so if Kimi's not going to be fighting for P1, is it okay if I just stay here in like P2 and just leave Kimi in the back? Can we just play a team game now?" That's what I was a little strange about. Like, George, like, what are you talking about, man? Like, race your car.
I need to hear that. Yeah.
I see what you're saying. And then all this happened. So it's like,
and then all this other stuff happened, right?
So like, in a way, they were like, no.
They're like, nah.
We're going to like, no. Get in front of you.
In fact,
it was a strange request from George to be like, hey, can we just like stay in the positions that we're in now? Like, no, bro. Like, race your cars. That's what I'm talking about. The team orders, it was definitely unnecessary. They should have just let them.
That's what I think. I think George should have just ignored them and just said, fuck it. Because, like, we said it last one. George, it's you, yourself, and I. That's it. Like, nobody. It just seems that way.
If he wanted his villain arc to start, that was the moment for it to start.
That was the moment. It hasn't started yet.
If it hasn't started yet, I don't know what the hell he's doing. Like, come on. You were halfway through the fucking year.
Yeah, and Jordan had the pace, man. He won the sprint race, and you know he was fantastic during qualifying. So it's like, you know, it's just a weird season for him, you know. And I can't believe I'm defending like him. I don't know why. I don't know why people hate him. Honestly, there's just really no reason. Give me
at this point.
Comment below and let me know why. Give me 3 reasons why you don't like George Russell, and if it's because he complains, then. That's bullshit.
That's not good enough.
That's not good enough.
Everybody fucking
because everyone does.
Mac complains more than most people, so.
Yeah. He actually tried. Didn't he say something about George early on? Like, oh, he's gonna say that was an unsafe release or this and that. It's funny.
So to kind of close that whole thing up, I think it was unnecessary for Mercedes to get involved and do that. I think they just kind of exposed what's going on behind closed doors, because Ben, to your point, George asking a lap or 2 before, and then they did the team orders, and it's kind of like George was, in a way, it's like George already knows that Kimi is their number 1 driver, and it's like nobody but internally they know that, but now everybody now knows that Kimi is their number 1 driver because they decided to do team order. So and so this is just a weird family drama that they gotta go through and figure out.
Drive to Survive will be interesting this year. So
if George makes a comeback, that'll be crazy, man.
But shout out to George, he got engaged, so you know I'm sure he's feeling good.
Nice.
Yabba dabba down that aisle, brother.
T-pose.
T-pose at the aisle. Oh my god.
T-pose. I'm surprised he didn't T-pose when he popped the question.
She had to get on one knee, and he just stayed there with the T-pose.
Oh man, but
Okay, so can you guys explain the whole Ferrari situation to me? I feel like I was watching the race, but I was also there's a lot of other stuff going on, so I'm not 100% sure as to what happened. All I know is that Lewis is pissed.
Lewis is fucking angry.
Yeah, man, he was very pissed.
So Lewis pits and gets hard tires, and he's clearly has the pace. He's putting in fast laps. This is kind of like in the mid, like we're in like lap 32-ish into like the 30s into going into the 40s. I think like those within those 10 like laps, right, from 30 to like 42, 43. Leclerc is on old mediums. And Lewis is putting in fastest laps. He's cutting away. He's overtaking people, and he finally gets to Leclerc. Finally overtakes Oscar. Then Lewis finally overtakes Oscar, and now Lewis is chipping away at Leclerc's time. 5 seconds after overtaking Oscar, he's like 5 seconds from Leclerc, and then it's 2 seconds, and then it's a 1 second, and then he's like 0.5 from Leclerc, and He's just like, guys, I am faster than him. Like, let me go through. They ignored that. And he starts getting upset because now you're just holding him back. So instead of doing team orders, they wait until like almost the end of that lap where he's complaining to tell Leclerc to box versus just get out the way now so that way he could just start going. And I think that's what cost him podium. That little spot right there cost him podium because of just, you know, when the virtual safety came out, he pitted again, got, you know, it's just all that stuff matters.
Yeah.
You know, and then on top of all that, fucking Leclerc's on his ass while he's trying to battle George for third on top of that. So it wasn't just that part. I think a lot of people are just seeing that because Leclerc's trying to overtake him, and now he's fighting to overtake George, but also defend Leclerc, and that's just wearing the fuck out of his tires. And that's how George got away with it because Lewis is fighting, defending from Leclerc and trying to overtake him. But many laps prior, Leclerc was also holding him up, which he's also at the team. That's why he made that comment about it's nice to see Mercedes, they call team orders, people do it.
Right.
But then, like, here, it doesn't happen. It's like...
Yeah.
It definitely cost him because he was only less than a second away from George at the end of the day.
Yeah. Like, he would have came out in front.
Yeah.
Up front of George during that virtual safety, and he would have been P3, and it's like...
You know,
things matter.
I'm tired of... Ferrari's just crazy in general. I mean, they don't seem to know what the fuck they're doing, but... I don't like this idea, and I'm sorry, but like Charles is this person you can't say this shit to. Like I don't. He's been on the team for long enough. He clearly hasn't shown like I don't know. You see Lewis come in and just do all this shit, and I think it's pretty clear that he's the one they should be backing, and it seems like. I don't know if they told Charles and he ignored it. You know, it feels worse that they just told him to go box instead of actually letting Lewis pass. Because if you're going to go box anyway, then why do you care if someone's going to, you know, pass you?
That's exactly why Lewis is fucking angry.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, like, you are on some old mediums. Yep. Your car is slipping and sliding everywhere, and you're, like, costing me some time for me to get ahead, and... You're just in the way, so move, you know?
Yeah.
And
it's just a weird relationship with their drivers and the team as a whole.
There's two alphas. They feel like they're two alphas, right? I mean, Leclerc doesn't want to feel like a secondary driver, even though we all know he is, at least in the points. He
may not be a second driver to Ferrari, but he's definitely not the alpha. Lewis is the alpha because he has the credentials to be the alpha.
Right.
And I think Leclerc thinks he's an alpha.
Right,
but he's not the alpha.
That's what I'm saying. These two teams are battling. They're not.
But Ferrari needs to be the ones to like set it straight. Like Ferrari, like for real. Like yo, you guys don't have a say in any of this shit right now. You need to let him pass. This is what we're doing to try to win a championship. It's just.
Yeah, to finally fucking win. This is the closest you guys are getting to winning a driver's championship in God knows how long. And
any champ, I don't know. I don't see how Ferrari can let this shit happen.
I don't know. It could be going to Ben's reference about alphas is like Lewis is bigger than the brand of Ferrari. Believe it or not, he is bigger than the sport. So it's like
I think you mentioned this though before that like Ferrari needs Lewis Hamilton more than Lewis needs them.
Exactly. And I think he's, you know, and I think that, you know, there's likely the higher ups that have their egos. Like, we are the alpha in this situation, and you kind of have to listen to us. And Lewis, for sure, is a team player, 100%. But he's also between the two drivers. Come on. It's like a no-brainer, you know? But then it's like, it's weird because, like, Ferrari kind of, it's like Ferrari wants to be the alpha in this relationship. They should be like Mercedes. Like Toto's the fucking alpha of Mercedes, and he's gonna determine what the fuck goes on in that team. And it's like there's like a power dynamic pull between Ferrari, like the actual entity of Ferrari, Lewis, and Leclerc, and who's the one that's gonna be, you know, the making the calls. It unfortunately really can't beat Lewis because he's coming into a brand new team, but he is technically an alpha.
He should be.
Coming in.
I haven't heard Lewis that upset on a radio before. So
Yeah.
I mean,
And
I'm
I
sure the
feel-
conversation that's happening after the race is spicy.
And I feel like Ferrari's scared to make that call of like who
Clearly,
they're determined to be.
clearly, because they did do it by making him pit, but they didn't do it in the way that they.
We did it in the most
They really
passive
wanted
aggressive
to.
way that
Right,
you could
exactly.
possibly figure out.
Yeah, and the
Just
most
pit.
like it's not my fault.
Yeah.
Nothing's
like
on me. It's
The
just
teams are
weird.
like, hey, you get out the way. No, you wait until we pit, and they're just kind of going back and forth. Like, no, you're gonna have to wait. That's a problem if they're not. If they don't see the bigger picture of winning a championship of constructors, I think it's tough. And Leclerc's nowhere near him in the points too, so like he should get priority. It's just I don't understand.
It's weird too. Like, why did you sign Lewis? Why did you
Yeah.
want Lewis Hamilton if you're not gonna like listen?
Use
know
that-
what,
play that
actually,
card,
like-
yeah.
Another thing
Yeah, it's
that I think people need to realize on why Lewis is fucking livid. He just lost the second place in the drivers' championship right now. I mean, him and George are technically tied, I believe, but I don't know how that works with who goes in front of who, but George is currently in front of Lewis in second place.
Yeah.
So it's like these points matter, and I think that's what he was referencing. Like, dude, Lewis had two drivers between himself and Leclerc within this drivers' championship, and now it's just Lando. But I'm sure Lewis is going to continue to. It's gonna fluctuate for sure.
Yeah.
But these little things is what's going to cause him from winning. You know, like, and he even said, I want to win. I want to see Lewis winning another race. I do. I don't want it just to be a one and done.
For sure.
You know. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody's
Spicy.
fucking livid.
Speaking of Lando, isn't it kind of crazy how he's shutting up all the fucking haters right now? Like, I don't give him
He can
the
drive,
car.
man.
I mean, McLaren figured something out. They gave him a car that actually fucking survives a race. But no, I'm so happy. I'm so glad that he's actually driving like a champion. You know,
Yeah.
and
It's
showing
about
it.
time.
And
It's
so
about
I don't
time.
know how plausible it is for him to come back in all of this, or you know what it looks like if he keeps just winning. But it's a good mix up, and I think hopefully a lot of pressure to put onto Ferrari and Mercedes to see him up there. And another, not for nothing, Oscar, you got to step it up a little bit too,
Yeah.
because
A lot of people think they purposely messed up Oscar's pits, but I just don't think Oscar had the pace this race to compete for podium.
Yeah.
To be completely honest with you.
Yeah.
So, I mean, Lando just completely. This was his weekend. He did phenomenal, and he outperformed, everyone really.
Yeah.
Kimi included, George, everyone. So, a big shout out to LandoNorris. Everybody. There was a lot of cheering going on when Lando won, and I think it's a second race win in a row, which is cool. If he keeps this momentum going, he may just have a crazy run like Max, but Lando's not Max, so I don't think we're gonna see that. So
No, we'll see.
Yeah.
but oh man,
What's do we have another break after this race? Or do we
somewhat
have
of a break. We have like
2
the next
weeks or
race.
something?
Yeah, the next race isn't until September 6th, I believe.
Okay.
So
And what-
that's Monza.
That is Monza.
Nice.
Monza.
Ooh,
Posty.
we got a
Home
special
race.
one for Monza too.
Yeah, we do. We do have something really, really cool that we're working on for Monza.
Yeah, we
so-
can share that, right? We're gonna be doing it with
Yeah,
the team.
Yeah.
The team at Sim1 Racing.
yeah. So
Sick.
we're gonna be doing a watch party / cars and coffee at Sim1 Racing in Paramus, New Jersey. This facility is decked out with motion sim racing. They have like a massive 4K. You ever see those big screens when you walk into like an Apple store?
Yeah, yeah.
Like that cut in half because it's not that
That's
big.
dope.
It's like a massive 4K display that they have. Everyone, Xavier, Felix, they're all really cool people. We're gonna do a watch party there. We're gonna have like a little competition, fastest lap around Monza. Some of the people that show up, we're giving away a couple of things. SS is gonna be joining us as well, which is gonna be really cool. But I think the thing I'm really excited about, the cars and coffee. We're gonna have a car group come by with a bunch of dope cars. They're all gonna be parked outside in the parking lot. We may have one or two inside, and people just could come check them out, take photos while watching Monza.
Watching the race, cool. Yeah, it's good.
Watching
That's
it,
sick,
so.
man.
I'm
That's
really
what
excited.
We want to evolve the watch party experience, man. And thankfully, with the help of SS Magazine and Sim1 Racing, they're allowing us to kind of put something on for the fans and make this an immersive experience for these watch parties, man. I'm super pumped for it, and hopefully I can be there. I'm looking forward to trying to see if I can squeeze my way out there for that, at least that one.
Yeah. That one's going to be really, really exciting. I'm really looking forward to that one because it's a different environment. I've been telling everybody about it, and I think a lot of people are actually like really excited about it. It's just a matter of people getting there. So it's like,
yeah.
Figure it out. I don't know.
Yeah. It'll be worth it.
It'll be 100% worth it. So,
well, that's crazy.
Do we want to go into?
Do have one more thing I want to talk about before we go? Is Fernando Alonso.
Yes!
The points.
P9,
bro. Fuck.
P9. It's awesome.
Yeah.
You know what I think of? Have you seen that? Yeah. Have you seen that meme of the guy like fighting the gold medal and like shaking the champagne?
and he's like fucking silver or something.
Yeah. That's exactly it.
That's a win, man.
Yeah.
It's a win for them.
Yeah.
It's fucking awesome.
Yeah. Let's fucking go because, dude, like that. I think. Freaking Aston Martin did a really great job with this new upgrade. The only thing they need to fix is their engine because you could really tell between Alonso and Albon when they were fighting.
Mm-hmm.
Like Albon, the Williams was a lot faster on the straight, but around the corners, Alonso was just on his ass. So if they could fix their engine situation, then dude, they have some potential.
Yeah.
And I think
Back to
Adrian
where they're supposed to
really, really fucking, they allowed him to do what he does best. And
just give him an opportunity, man.
Yeah.
That's all we want. Give him an opportunity to fucking race, dude. It took half of a season to get there, but god damn.
I know.
He just needs an opportunity. It's not. I don't want to see him go out like that.
Yeah. I do another thing I want to point out is our boy Nico Hülkenberg finished in the points P7.
Yeah.
So
Audi is just on fire this year.
Yeah, Audi's
They
been
really
doing
are
really, really impressive this
Amazing.
whole entire season. So huge shout out to Audi for
Do you
that.
think they're keeping their drivers next year, or
I don't know.
if they've done any extensions? I'm curious who they'll end up with in the long run, but
Yeah.
I'm glad Nico's doing well with them.
Hell yeah.
Sure.
I'm excited. I'm really, really, really happy for Nico finishing in the points. I think this is like multiple times he's finished in the points. Too.
Yeah.
So big shout out to Nico
Sick.
Hülkenberg. And then we have Fernando Alonso right behind him. So we had like Lando, Kimi, George, Lewis, Charles, Oscar, Liam, Nico, Fernando, Pierre Gasly, Yuki Tsunoda, Arvin, Bortoletto, Franco, Checo, Carlos, Alex, and then the unfortunate fucking.
They're missing a name in there.
What I mean, there's
Max.
Oscar.
I know. I'm just saying.
Lance, Ollie Behrman,
Yeah.
DNF. There was like everybody after that was just a
Sucks.
DNF. So it's
Yeah,
like everybody after Carlos Sainz was just DNF. Alex DNF because of Carlos Sainz. Fucking Valtteri DNF because suspension. Esteban Ocon. That was the first time Haas got any kind of reliability issue this season. So I don't know if Ferrari may have one in the upcoming. I don't know. They're supposed to come up with an engine upgrade supposedly for Monza, and I fucking hope they do because that's a home race for them. Lance, I don't even know what happened with Lance Stroll that he got a DNF.
No
Ollie
one ever
Behrman,
does.
and then
May have
Max
just
Verstappen.
stopped.
Yeah. But
Dude, Monza's gonna be insane, man. Kimi, Italian, showing up, home race, leading the championship. That's gonna be one hell of a race for him.
that's gonna be one hell of a race. It is.
I'm excited. I'm so excited.
That one. I'm hoping. We're going to predictions. For
Yeah,
are we doing like quali predictions or race win?
I mean,
Race.
whatever you want to do. I usually just do race.
Race.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna have a. In a dream, it'll be Lewis winning, but I think we're gonna have a Kimi winning. Kimi, Lewis, and Charles. The McLarens tend to be really fast here.
The McLaren's
Yeah.
looking good too. So
I know. It's like they finally
Kimi,
catching up to
Lando.
speed.
yeah.
Kimi, Lando, Lewis.
Oh, okay. No, I think Lando can pull off another one. I think the McLarens are going to be a little underrated. But then, yeah, I'm hoping Kimi and Lewis. So Lando, Kimi, Lewis for me. So
I'm looking at the size of the drivers, see how much they weigh, because at this point they just need to just beat the lightest car and go as fast as you can. Kimi obviously is a tiny guy.
yeah.
So it's gonna go rapid.
Yeah.
That's pretty exciting. So
Sick.
Yeah,
Well,
man. Well, if,
nice to
if
be
you made
back.
it this far in the episode, welcome back. Leave a like, comment, subscribe. It's free, doesn't cost anything. We appreciate it.
Yeah.
And hopefully y'all can experience one of these watch parties with us whenever we run them.
yeah, absolutely. They're a lot of fun. A lot of people love coming out. It's a lot, Ben. It's tough not having you there because there's a lot of like me having to manage.
I know.
People wanting to talk and buy magazine. I'm like, I have to stop this one guy from talking and talk too much. Let me do this. They're like, hey, hold on 1 second. Let me.
No, I gotta.
Nah, but it's been honestly
this
not that bad. It's just fun. Today was just a lot. Everybody was just really excited about all the stuff going on. So
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Sweet.
all right, guys.
Until next
Good
one,
one.
then.
Till
See you
next
on the
time.
next one. Peace.
Peace.